Hi, welcome to Carrie Creates Cards. I hope you enjoy watching today. If you do, please like and subscribe. Hi, today I'm going to be doing a different technique than I've done before with my Brusho crystals. Now for those of you that don't know, these little Brusho pots are they're very highly pigmented watercolor crystals, and as I say, they're watercolored. They're a powder and they react with water, and you can get some really beautiful background effects for cards or projects that you might be doing. So when they arrive, they just arrive like this with the lid. But rather than, if you haven't used them before, just a tip, if you remove the lid, then the powder will go everywhere, and a tiny little piece of this particular powder can go a long way. So you don't want to spill it because you'll be cleaning it up forever. So what most people do, there's a few different techniques going around out there, is they punch a little hole in the top of the lid like that. Some people cover them back over with sellotape or something, or I find this method best. Just stick a matchstick or something in through the lid, and it keeps it dry and it makes it last. And they last for years because, as I said, you use such a very small amount. They come in a box like this. I got mine off of Amazon a few years back, and that's the way they are. I think you can get different size packs. There's 12 in this one, and these are the beautiful colours that have come in this pack. And I've been using them now, like I said, it must be 4 years anyway, I would think. I know it's long before COVID. Now the other tip I would give is they can be great fun, but they're very messy. And I know a lot of us enjoy, the mess side of it. It's great fun. If you're particular, I would advise that you wear gloves and you wear clothing that you don't mind getting stained, because I'm going to use the gloves today. I don't always. I think any of you that have watched me before know that I just love to muck in. But lately I've been getting my nails done, and it's nice to protect them and make them last for a while. So I'm going to wear my gloves today. So let's move on with our project today. I'm just going to choose a couple of colours to use. I think I'll use the turquoise. Maybe some orange. And some lemon. So they're the three colours that I've chosen. I'm just going to remove the little stick from them. And I'm going to be working on this piece of white cardstock. Now it's not a watercoloured, actually is it? No, it's not a watercoloured cardstock. But I have used this one before and I find it works fine on it. So I'm going to be, for my background, what I'm going to do is, normally I would come in and spritz water on it, but this time I'm going to do it slightly different. So I'm coming in with my water and I'm going to remove the lid. And actually I'm going to get another container. I'm just going to pour some water in there. It's just plain ordinary water. Let's put my lid back on there. And I'm going to come in with this. It's a makeup brush. It's one that I don't use. So I'm just going to come in with that, and I'm going to pop it into the water bowl. Get it nicely saturated, but not overly saturated. And I'm just going to basically drop it here and there. More so than putting down a whole load of water. I just want drops. And I'm going to come in, first one I'm using is the turquoise. And I want to come in and just place a couple of those little crystals here and there. As you'll see, get this beautiful effect. Next I'm coming in with the orange and I'm going to do more or less the same. And the same again with the lemon. So I might just come back in again with my water. And just sort of drop a few bits here and there. Like I said, I just want to experiment today. I come in and just pop a bit more of the aquamarine down at the end there. Look at this beautiful effect. So there we go. Don't want to go overboard. But I might do another one as I'm at it. I'm going to leave that dry for a while. I don't want it to get muddy, which it has done there. So I think what I might do is just come in, lift up some of that. As you can see, still get that beautiful colour behind. Probably went a bit overboard with the water, but I got what I wanted really. I wanted to have some white background there. I didn't want the whole... Previously when I've used them, I've used different techniques and generally I end up with my whole background. You know, there's no white left. And I wanted to see if I could just do this. And I think that that's very nice. So I'm just going to wipe that up. And I'm going to come back in with another piece of cardstock. So I've got this piece here, it's a different shape, it's a square piece. But I'm going to have another play with that. This time I'm going to take off a lot more. And I might even just dab it off on the towel. And come in with those lovely splatters. And my Brusho powders. Isn't that a gorgeous effect? Yeah, I'm not going to... Might put a bit more. And with these things, the more you play around with them, the more techniques that you learn. And as I said, this is different from anything I have ever done before. Now, I don't want to go overboard because I think that that's quite a beautiful background for any card. So I just move that over to the side there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm coming in with some bleach. Now, obviously, this is a particular brand. It can be any brand. But this one comes in a spray bottle. and it's just regular household bleach. So I just want to see what reaction, because the Brushos, when they come with a leaflet in it, giving you an idea and of different techniques that you can do. And there is a bleach technique. Now they use a little, like a little vial to do it, but I want to see what I'm going to get with the spray instead of spraying water to spray the bleach. So let's see. There's definitely a reaction going on there. Like I said, you need to be careful with your clothing, not just for the Brushos, but also with the bleach. I let that sit for a minute, but I'm coming in now just with a normal paper towel, and I'm just going to lift that off. And yeah, that's a nice effect as well. So I might just come in and do a bit more up here. And again, I'll leave that for a minute. So I am really liking that. I can see up here, it's kind of like a tie-dye effect that's going on. So I'm feeling at this point that I'm going to come back in and I'm just going to spray over the surface with water. And I'm going to come back in with some of the Brushos. This is the orange one, because I feel I'd like to put a bit more colour in there. Now I know I'm covering up the white again in the background, but somehow I'm feeling that this is a bit more controlled than the way I normally would do it, and I'm kind of liking it. Now I know it's not controlled as such. I know that with the lovely thing about the Brushos is you kind of never know what you're going to end up with, you know, and no two backgrounds will ever be the exact same. So everything you do will end up being unique as a result, which is fabulous. There we go. Just put, I'm liking that now. Yeah, I really am liking that now. And I think this particular one, I'm just going to leave it dry. I think it's enough. I think if I keep going, I'll just ruin it. Now, I don't know whether to just leave it dry or whether to come and pick it up again with the towel. My head is telling me leave it be because I think it's beautiful. So yeah, I put that one to the side and I've cleaned off my work area and I've come back with the second one again. Now, again, I think I'm going to come in and just pick that up on the paper towel. And I'm going to come back in and spray that with the, I think actually going to put a bit more of the Brushos down first, or maybe just the water reaction might be enough to get those colours. Yeah. I think I might have patience for once in my life. Go and have a cup of coffee. I'm loving this one. And then leave. Me being me, I can't leave well enough alone. I'm coming back in with this. I'm going to pick it up again. Oh, and that's nice. If you leave them dry naturally, sometimes you get more vivid colours because obviously you're not taking any of the colour away, but that's lovely. I'd like to see if I could get that tie-dye going on again now here with this. So I'm coming back in again with my bleach. And I'm going to leave that sit on it for a minute. And I can kind of see it nearly eating into the paints. And it's wonderful to see this lovely reaction. Yeah, it's actually given me another idea for a different background, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do as I have these out. I've just got a piece of the multi-technique heavyweight cardstock, but I'm coming back in here now. And let's lift that. I've left it on it for probably one minute, I would think. And yeah, loving this effect here. And I really like that, so I'm going to leave that to dry. And I'm coming in with my, it's not water, it's a multi-technique cardstock. And for this one, I'm putting down water all over it. And I'm coming in with the turquoise, again, all over it. And I'm just using turquoise. So, I need to come back in with some more water. And a piece of paper towel. And how nice is that? Like I said, different techniques than I have done before. And lovely to see the different finish. Look at that. Now I was going to come in with the bleach, but no, I'm loving that exactly how it is. Yeah, I'm loving that. So there we go. It's definitely coffee time, and I'm going to leave them dry, and I'm not going to come in with the heat tool. I'm going to let them just dry naturally. So they're the three now that I have. Might do something else with this one. Even though if I'm using it for a card, I can, yeah, I'll be going around the edges and stuff anyway. So when they dry, they'll flatten down a bit. So coffee time. So I've just come back there, just putting the gloves back on. And I'd say these are almost dry. But I still have this other thing in my head that I started off doing this one with. So I'm just going to move them to the side. And coming back in with another piece of that multi-techniques card. And I'm going to pop my water down, a lot of water all over it. I'm coming in with the aquamarine. Can you see the way it moves? Isn't that just beautiful? And I think to do this, it's going to take a bit of time, because I think I'm going to have to just leave. It's so very wet. I don't want to take that colour off. I want to leave it there. So I think I'm just going to have to move the whole thing, the glass plate and all, and just leave it do its thing. I'm just going to yeah, so that's that. Maybe while it's still wet, I'm going to come in with a bit more colour. Go over it again, because I want the colour to go down really deep. I'm going to have to pick up some of this colour from here, and I know I could come in with more cardstock and make another card out of that to create another background. But look, as I said, they go a long way and they just last forever anyway. So I apologise if any of you think that I'm being wasteful by doing this. It's an idea that I have in my head and I want to go with it. So you probably should leave that dry. I'm going to move this out of the way altogether. Leave it on this, and I'm going to leave that dry before I come back in. So I'm going to just, these two also, they're not completely dry yet. And I will come back at a future date and use these to create backgrounds. But I'm just going to come in with this one. I did give it a blast of the heat tool just to make sure that it was dry. And I'm going to pop the magnets down. Whoops. Just slide them apart from each other. Just going to pop them down there. Now I can get rid of these gloves. So I'm going to be using a couple of stamps. I'm using this Fairytale one by Lavinia. And then I'm also going to use this Vers stamp that I have. But first of all, I'm going to pop her down there. Pick her up. And I'm coming in with the Versafine Clair in Nochturn. So just going to ink the stamp up. And give it another go just to get a crisper image. Might have to do that a few times. The weather has just gone to the dogs here today. We did have quite a few nice days this week. It has been very changeable really. But today it's just been raining non-stop. So even the dogs don't want to go out. They're looking up at me as if to say, are you serious? The two of them are inside in their bed and they're turning their backs on me literally. They don't want to be disturbed. That's quite funny to watch. Other days they bark and bark until I take them out. They won't let me away with it. Yeah, I think that that's fine. It's very pretty actually. Now, let's see, will I use the platform for this? Anyway, let's clean that up. There we go. And I think I'll pop it off for now and I'll see. And because those Brushos are water-based, it's easy enough to clean it off with water. Now I want to create a little hill underneath her. So I'm just coming in with a piece, it's just a piece of spare card. Actually, I think I'll use the paper. And sorry, just replace my lid on that. I'm just coming in with a chip sapphire, my distress inks. I'm just going to get my brush there. I'm going to ink that up. And I'm just coming in under her feet there. Let's see. Not really happy with that, if I'm honest. Let's have another go. Yeah, that might be better. So I'm just going to pop a bit of ink down there along the edge, just to create a bit of a foreground. And I need to go a bit higher there, so I'm just going to move the placement of this and put some more ink on. Just lightly fill that in so that you can still see the first piece. So if you just go lightly across, you kind of get like a secondary piece behind, and I won't ink it up again because it just needs to be light. Yep, happy with that. And what I wanted to do was, to come in with this, and I think I'll just pop it onto one of my acrylic blocks. I know it's more suited to the large one, but I keep saying I'm going to purchase another one, and I think I should. So planning on popping into the range during the week anyway. Hopefully they'll have some in there that I can get. So colour wise, I think I'll use the Monarch, the Versafine Clair. I'm doing it backwards, but sure, I'm doing the other side anyway, so we won't waste it. Just making sure if it turned the right way. Oh, I'm glad I checked. There we go. It's quite nice. And just a little bit across the bottom there. Yeah, and there, this is where my hand sanitizer comes in handy. The Versafine Clair, it's a permanent pigment ink, which, yeah, it can stain badly, but I just find the hand sanitizer will lift it very easily. Now, I don't think I will do the other side with that. I think I'm kind of just liking the simplicity of it, but let's see. Will I put in a couple of, I think I might put a couple of these little mini mushrooms in. So, colour-wise, I'm going to come in with the Twilight for that. One more there, and then I'm going to do a bit of second generation stamping just to make it look like they're a bit more in the distance. Yeah, maybe just one more there. Clean them up in a while. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to edge it. And I'm just thinking, what colour will I come in with to do that? Yeah, I'm thinking the Monarch would be nice contrast. I kind of like it here, so let's get a brush. And it's nice because you've got that bit of white in the background, so it shows the purple up. It makes it pop that bit more. Sometimes when you're going on top of another colour, you lose the colour. I mean, it can still look quite nice, but you've got a very definite purple here going on. which I really like. Oops. That corner isn't cooperating with me. Just coming down a bit more there into the sky. Kind of liking the look that it's given. It's filling in the white patches, and yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. And again, just going to pop a bit of that down. Come in with the messy one. Give it a wipe up. Oh, that's really messy. Now, I'm just going to find my little stamp and maybe put another couple of them. Yeah, so that's the little mini seed head. Well, it's the seed, yeah, the mini one. Let's see. I know I used to have a smaller one than this before. I don't know where it's gone. And pop that down. So I think it'll have to be the Nochturn. You see, they're quite big. And you know what? I don't really think I want to do that. I don't want it that big. So I think what I might do is just come in with my black marker. And how difficult can they be to draw? Mightn't be perfect, but look, you can do the size you want then. Now they don't stand out as much. I'll just go over them again, maybe a bit heavier. Doesn't stand out as much as the stamp. There we go. Yeah. They're still a little bit bigger than I would have liked them to be, but look, they're grand. The last thing I'm going to do is come in with, let me see, this little glittery gel pen. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that around on what we call them wishes. I don't know, what do you call them in your part of? I know they're little seed heads. These things, we pick them and we blow them. And we say make a wish. We call them wishes. So I'd love to hear if in different parts of the world that they're referred to as different things. That'd be very interesting to hear. Now I'm just going to put a little bit around here as well. Just make them a bit magical. As I say, these are fairy stamps, aren't they? So why not? And I'm going to fill in some of her wings there as well. And the yellow looks nice, I think, with the blue and purple. I was thinking, would I put a second colour in, but I don't think so. I think it might overdo it. I think with art, it's always difficult to know when to stop, isn't it? Yeah, she's got a couple of little stars in her hair as well, so let's fill them in. So there we go. That's one of my backgrounds anyway, finished. All I have to do is mount that onto a card base, and if I want to put a sentiment on, and looking at it here, and sorry, I'm thinking, will I come in with my white pen and just maybe go a little bit along the mushrooms? Like I say, you can keep going with these things, can't you, you know? But sometimes the little things just really do add another element, and they are mixed media after all. So put another element into the mix and you can get a beautiful effect. Yep, I'm happy with that now. And that's it. This one is still drying, and I think I'll come back to this maybe in a future video and do the technique that I was thinking about. So that's my finished piece. I haven't mounted it on the card yet, but I'm very happy with the outcome and how it turned out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please like, and if you haven't already, I would really love if you would subscribe. I'm just going to show you the other backgrounds that I will use these in future projects. I think that one is beautiful. This one may need a bit of work, but it's quite nice also. It'd be nice for stamping on. It's quite subtle. So thank you as always for watching.